Today on Singles Court, Jerry's a hands-on dad, but son Chris says pa's being pawing his dates.
He walks around the house in his underwear.
No. In front of your...
No. In front of my dates.
Chris says his father knows lech.
I'm just trying to weed out the bad ones from the good ones.
How? By showing them yourself in your underwear?
And Ross wants Beulah to spank me tender, spank me do.
Why can't she get over it so that she can do something that I enjoy?
Instead, she's lashing out and whipping herself into a frenzy.
This doesn't make me feel sexual at all. This makes me feel
It looks like a dead pom-pom.
Exactly.
Hi, I'm David Knight, and welcome to Singles Court, the #1 show here on the Singles Broadcast Network. Now, this is the place that singles come to work out their relationship difficulties. And what better person to do that than nationally syndicated relationship expert, Angela Siegel.
How are you doing, David?
I feel fantastic today.
Me too. I had a great morning. Did my aerobic workout.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was great.
Nice,
It was
nice.
wonderful. Everybody's working out. That's a good thing.
I do workouts under this table here.
Do
Some leg lifts, work the calves a little bit.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Got to keep it looking good,
Well, Angela, I'd like you to meet Jerry and Chris. Now, Jerry is a contractor, and Chris is his landscaper / live-at-home son. So it's a father and son team here. Chris is happy that his dad is a modern, enlightened type who doesn't mind if he brings his girlfriends around. In fact, he's all for it, but according to Chris, Jerry pays far too much attention to his dates, embarrassing him and making him feel uncomfortable with his antics. Now, Jerry claims that he's simply trying to help his son navigate the tricky waters of male-female relationships. It's sort of a case of lending a hand versus hands off, please, in a case that I call Dad's Cookies.
Well, Chris, I mean, most people are happy to have a relationship with their dad. That's pretty hard to find these days.
Yeah, well, not my dad.
Okay. What seems to be the problem?
There's really no problem, Angela.
What do you mean there's no problem? I appreciate him letting me live with him, so I can save up some money for college and stuff.
Which is a good
all right?
thing.
Okay, and he encourages me to, get out and see people, go out and have a good time because I work for him so much.
Right.
Okay, but it's getting out of hand now.
What's getting out of hand?
I bring dates home, and that's when his game starts.
He's confused
He's
about
got
all
game?
of this,
I'm not
Angela.
confused.
Angela,
Look.
he is very uncomfortable with the girls.
Okay, look, we're not going to do this
Just
here,
like I
'cause you
was
do this
when
to
I
me
was
all
his
the
age.
time, all right?
Okay? He is just blaming me for his discomforts. My intentions are honorable.
Oh, okay, but it's not just the intentions that count, it's what you actually do. So let's find out what
It's
you
all
actually
innocent.
do. Let's find out what you do. What is he doing that's making you so uncomfortable?
I bring dates to the house.
Which you always welcome.
Okay? And I bring dates to the house, and it starts. Why does it start?
What starts?
Angela,
Give me an example.
He walks around the house in his underwear.
No.
In front of your...
No.
In front of
Angela,
my dates.
Angela,
Well,
listen,
I don't want to see
I'm
my
a
do it
gentleman
all the
underwear,
time.
that's for sure.
I'm a
Whoa,
gentleman.
that's not being gentleman walking
And
around
if my
in your
son
underwear.
brings guests home...
But is that true?
No, Angela.
So
no.
you did not walk in front of him with underwear?
I compliment them. I, sit them down, serve them a drink.
Wait a minute, Jerry.
Little jokes.
Jerry.
What kind of compliments
Jerry,
have you
wait a
given
minute,
my
Chris.
last 3 days?
I have a question for Jerry.
Huh?
Jerry, how would he think you're walking around in your underwear and you're not?
No.
Do you have a leisure suit that looks like underwear?
The girls comes into the house unexpectedly when I'm changing, like I'm getting ready to go out.
It's an accident, right?
Yeah, the door is open and they see it. Hey,
clean. You go outside in your underwear. Okay? I bring these girls home, and the first thing you
It's two grown men living in this house. They don't want the girls to think,
the compliments start.
What do you mean? Give me an example.
All the sexual compliments start.
From him?
Oh, yes.
Like what?
Just my
Yes.
sense of humor, Angela.
Oh,
I've
no,
just been
no,
funny.
no,
The girls
please.
love that.
Oh, please.
Okay?
The other night I brought a date home, and what did you ask me? What did you
I
ask
have
me?
no-
Oh, you know damn well what you asked me.
Ooh, is that how you talk to your father?
Well, now it is. Yeah, we used to get along fine. But not now.
He's
What did you
misreading the
ask? What did
total
you
thing.
ask?
I don't remember. I don't. Whatever it is, it was. It must be good.
He
it must
asked my date, not me, my date, how far we've gone sexually.
Oh, no.
That's odd.
No.
Jerry.
Angela.
Why is it your business?
Did you do that?
Not exactly.
Okay, well, tell me exactly. Tell me exactly what you said.
He does it all the time.
What did you say?
No.
Did you say, Jerry?
Listen, I know women.
No, that was not.
Okay?
No, answer the question.
No, women, Mom wouldn't
answer the question, Jerry.
I am trying to
It's the same reason
relax the girls and try to.
Did you ask that question?
I was talking about a dress or something
So
like
the
that.
answer is yes.
Yeah, you know.
Which is totally inappropriate. What else did he do?
What else did he do?
Angela, he's just misreading this whole thing wrong.
How do you read it? How do you read the fact that you're asking?
Says.
Wait a minute. How do you read the fact that you're asking sexually explicit questions to his girlfriend? That you're walking around in inappropriate attire, namely underwear, that you don't make any provisions for the fact that he may have a guest in the house. How do you read that?
Angela,
Hello?
Angela, he said he wants to meet a nice girl, all right? And I'm just trying to weed out the bad ones from the good
How?
ones.
By showing them yourself in your underwear? And they'll run?
Well, if they made a move on me, then I know there's a bad one, right?
You know what? No, that's not right. And you know what? You're a landscaper. You're supposed to weed people's yards, not your boyfriend's
But
date.
I'm looking out for the best interest of my
You're
son.
not looking out for the best interests of me. The other night, I took his car out, okay, and I got stopped for speeding. Okay, I admit to you, yes, I did get stopped in your car for speeding. But
Yeah,
what
you
did
probably
I
had
find
one of those in there.
his glove compartment?
One of what?
I found a note from an ex-girlfriend, a phone
Your
number, and
ex-girlfriend?
an address. Yes.
In his car?
In his car.
It was a message. It was a message I got for him. I just forgot to give
This
him.
is a message
Angela.
for me. What did you do?
Why
Did you answer the
forgot
phone,
to
write
give
the
it to
message down, and stick it in the glove compartment?
Okay. And he's not even Columbo, and he figured it out.
I just forgot.
You know, this is the same. This is the same reason why
Jerry,
Mom left you. You know
Jerry,
that?
you got game.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
I'm gonna go there.
Okay?
That's the same
Don't
reason
go there.
my-
This has nothing to do with your mother.
Yes,
okay?
it is. You were cheating on her when you guys were together, and
That don't belong here. That's not true.
Jerry.
Okay?
Jerry, let me ask you.
And if those girls tell you anything like that,
Let me ask you a question, okay? The relationship between you and your son, do you see any difference between you hitting on, talking to, having a conversation with his girlfriends and him talking to them directly? Because they're his girlfriends, not yours.
I know there's a difference, but I'm just being
Okay.
nice.
Any
I'm just
idea?
being nice.
But
do
don't you have a life?
I have a life.
Okay, so why do you find it necessary to be involved in his?
I'm watching out for his back. I'm
How?
watching his back. You know,
How are
like
you
a-
watching his back with your underwear?
you know,
And your lines and your nosy questions. How are you watching his back? Explain it to me.
It's not intentional. They just catch me off guard. That's all.
You ain't
And,
watching
yeah,
my
you
back.
know.
You're picking up where I left off.
Is that true?
Yes, it is true. You
I'm
are
asking
picking
you,
up where I
Jerry.
left
Are
off.
you dating any of his ex-girlfriends? Are you trying to date his girlfriend?
Well, kind of a few times I did.
You did what?
Call up and kind of follow. But they broke up.
Who?
They broke up.
So you think if he breaks
They
up with
broke up, and it was fair game. It's some other guy
Why
could have
is it-
got her,
You know,
or
okay,
I get her.
Now it's all starting to come
So
together.
you think
now.
it's
Now
fair
all
game?
starting
Wait a
to
minute,
come
Chris.
Why
together.
would you be concerned about it? You're done with them.
Chris,
You know-
hold on.
You know, I was out the other
Do
day.
you
know
see
what
any? Do you have any problem with dating somebody that he used to date? Your son.
No, Angela.
Well, you know what? Then we don't even need to talk anymore because you see what you got for a dad?
No, but
Your dad's got more game than Las
He's
Vegas.
broken up.
I'm going to my resolution. Family boundaries are real. And Chris, you know you should respect your dad, although he's done everything humanly possible to lose respect. Normally, I would say respect is earned, and it is. But I believe when you have a parent, that the fact that they are your parent, that they do deserve a little respect. But I would tell you that you need to move out. You need to have your own place because your dad has no problem with dating your exes, which tells you he's not going to change. He thinks what he's done, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, Jerry, your intentions are clear. Your intentions were that if your son doesn't continue to date a girl, then, as you said in your words, they're fair game, which truly shows that that's how you feel. And like I said to your son, you're not going to change that. You know, intentions are a great place to start, but they're not what matters. It's what you actually do. It's the action that's the result. And you wanted us to believe here that your intentions were to help your son and that they were noble intentions, when in reality your actions were what said the loudest, which spoke the loudest. And what your actions said was, I can do whatever I want, I can have whoever I want, and if you don't have them anymore, they belong to me. One thing I can say is that it's a father's role to teach a son. And you've done that. You taught your son the landscaping business. And you know, it's going to come in handy. Because now that he understands landscaping, he can see you exactly for what you are, a snake hidden deep in the grass. And that's that, the final word.
Next on Singles Court, Ross wants Beulah to spank me tender, spank me do.
Why can't she get over it so that she can do something that I enjoy?
Instead, she's lashing out and whipping herself into a frenzy.
This doesn't make me feel sexual at all. This makes me feel
It looks like like a dead pom-pom.
Exactly. It's
Welcome back to Singles Court. We're here with two more singles, and they have a problem. And who better to deal with that problem than nationally syndicated relationship expert Angela Siegel.
You know, I have to pass this on. One of our viewers had a great idea. She met her fiance by looking up all the good-looking single accountants in her town, and that's who did her taxes.
Really?
And now, look, they're getting married, so deduction.
It works.
Great idea.
Very nice.
Passing it on.
A little advice for everyone out there.
That's right.
Now, in this case, we have Beulah and Ross. Beulah is a receptionist, and Ross is a postal worker. They're engaged to be married and basically happy, except that Ross wants pain inflicting to be part of their lovemaking. Specifically, he wants Beulah to inflict a little punishment on him. Beulah isn't too thrilled with this. She's an old-fashioned gal who doesn't beulieve that's part of romance. So it's make me sore against I don't want to do this anymore. In a case I call no pain, no gain.
Beulah, sounds like you have a disturbing situation going on.
I think so, Angela. It's just something that I'm really not comfortable with, and I think I should be able to say no to something that I don't want to do.
I agree. Ross, I mean, how do you feel about the fact that this is your fiance and she's saying, no, I don't want to do that?
Well, I think that Beulah's being inhibited and a little prudish about it.
I am not being inhibited.
Yes, you are. I mean, every time
we have a great sex life, and I don't know why this has to enter into it.
All I'm asking to do is I'm asking Beulah to bring something in to our sex life, something that I enjoy, that gives me pleasure.
Angela,
and she's got a big hang-up about it, and she won't tell me why. She just says, I'm uncomfortable with all this, you know.
But I'm uncomfortable. What don't you understand about that?
Well, what I don't understand is why can't she get over it so that she can do something that I enjoy?
Why should I have to get over it? It's something that I don't want to do, and it's something that just really makes me uncomfortable, and it's something very weird.
But what's the big deal about it? All I'm asking you to do is do some things to me.
I don't think that inflicting pain has anything to do with sex and making love to each other.
See, but that's your inhibition, and that's your prudishness.
Not an
but don't you think, Ross, that she has something to do with this? I don't think you're having sex alone, are you?
No, not at all.
Okay, well, last time I looked, two people are engaged in something, and someone else, the other person, should have some say. And she's telling you, I'm uncomfortable, I don't want to do it. So why do you not respect that?
Because she doesn't explain to me why she's uncomfortable about it.
Because you don't listen to me. I've explained it many times.
No, you
that
haven't.
I don't want to be part of it. Angela, can I please show you something?
Please.
Something that will make this maybe a little bit more clear. This is something that is involved in what he wants me to do. He wants me to wear these, and he wants me to walk on him. And I don't think this is something that would happen in a normal sexual relationship. This is something that trashy people do, as far as I'm concerned.
See, you're
and
being
I don't want to have any
judgmental.
part of it.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. You are being judgmental about something that I enjoy.
This is being judgmental. This is not something that I am attracted to.
What is that?
This doesn't make me feel sexual at all. This makes me feel
It looks like a dead pom-pom.
Exactly. It's. I just think you're being really selfish about it, Ross. And
you're the one who's being selfish. This is something that I enjoy, that I like. I ask you to open up yourself.
It's all about you, isn't it? It's something that you want to do, and it's something that I don't want to do. So why can't you just listen to that?
Anything that you ever ask me to do, I do with pleasure.
But if I asked you to do something and you
didn't want to. But she's not asking you to do something that's so. Because if you didn't want to, you'd be having the same conversation.
But why is this so uncomfortable? Why is it so uncomfortable for you to be able to?
It's something that I'm just not comfortable with.
Let's think about this. Those items she just showed me, if they were used by the majority of people, would be in Walmart, Kmart. Where did those come from?
They came from a sex shop.
Right. And why do you think that is? Because I'm not saying no one does it, but it's a small segment of the population, or at least a different segment of the population.
Strange.
So it's not that unusual that she's uncomfortable with
so that's what this is. We're getting that I'm strange because
I didn't call you that. What I said
But that's what you're calling me. You're saying that I'm strange and weird.
If I can have my own opinion, that would be great.
Comfortable. And you still haven't given me a reason why you don't respect the fact that she's not comfortable.
I don't respect the fact because I have sat there and I've tried to talk to Beulah. I've explained my reasons why it's important to me that we have this in our sexual life.
All you ever say is I'm uncomfortable.
All you ever say is I'm uncomfortable. You don't explain to me
why. And it would be beautiful, and we would make love to each other. And sometimes, I mean, I'm willing to
because I want something more than just the normal sex life.
This is a little bit too far.
That's what you want, a dead pom-pom and some high-heel shoes?
I want something, yeah, I enjoy having a little bit of pain inflicted on me during sex. It gets me turned on a bit more and allows me to get even more sexual.
Turn you on? Love is not part of hurting someone and causing bruises.
This is a perfect opportunity for you to, he keeps saying uncomfortable is not good enough for him, although it should be. So explain to him, please elaborate. Let him know why you feel uncomfortable.
Well, I feel uncomfortable because it's something that I've had to deal with before, and I don't ever want to have to deal with again.
What are you talking about having to deal with before?
You know, I was really hoping not to bring this up, but you've pushed me to the point where I have to.
Well, what is it, Beulah? I mean, this is the things that we should be talking about if we're going to work through this.
You remember Tom, the guy that I went with before you? Mm-hmm. Well, he was kind of into this same stuff, and I was uncomfortable with it, and I didn't want any part of it, and it's part of why we broke up.
Well, you never told me about that.
Well, why should I have to tell you that? Why can't you just take my word that it's something that I don't want to do and leave it at that, instead of pressuring me into these things?
Do you feel better now, Ross, that you know that? I mean, does that make you feel as though it's worthy now because you know why?
Well, what, because you did this with him before and you don't want to do the same thing with me?
No, I didn't do this with him. He was into this and I wasn't.
And what are you saying? That he was, what, hitting you?
Yeah, I am. And it makes me pretty uncomfortable to inflict that on you.
Look at her body language.
I love you.
Look at her. I mean, you saw that before you heard her tell that story and you ignored it. I mean, now does it mean something to you?
Well, of course. I mean, I didn't know that she was being hit.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And I want to make love to you and have a normal sex life. And I just don't think that's part of it. And I didn't want to ever have to bring that situation up because it's not something that I'm...
But how could we not? Obviously, it was something that was affecting you. And for you not to tell me is a reason why we weren't able to get to that level of intimacy.
Why should I have to tell him that?
I agree. But... obviously,
what are you talking? But this is something important for us to discuss if we're going to be married.
But you should have. The fact that she said she was uncomfortable, she should not have had to go into all that detail. But I'm glad you did because for him you did need to. So it's fine. But the question I have for you, Ross, is that you felt as though this was an important part of what you were seeking in your sexual relationship.
That's right.
Now that you know she's not going to be comfortable with that, how are you going to handle the fact that that's not something that's going to be included in your sexual relationship?
Well, I mean, I don't know. This is
Are you just going to go and do it with somebody else then?
Well, no.
Is that what you want? Because if I'm not going to do that, then what is happening to our relationship?
What was bothering me more, Beulah, wasn't the fact that you were. It was because you wouldn't. You were just saying I was uncomfortable.
You did not listen to me.
I was listening to you.
My feelings about it.
I didn't understand because you never explained them.
What is the old cliche that no means no? And if I say that should be the last thing.
If she's not going to do this, is this going to be a problem in your relationship?
Well,
that's what you've got to ask.
I hope not.
That's not a very definitive answer.
Not?
Well, but obviously it's something that you have a big problem with.
Well,
and I didn't know that. I didn't know, but I would never hit you.
I've been telling you that for how long? That I have a problem with it. I have a problem with this.
Yeah, but you're saying it because...
I'm going to resolution. When your partner says no, it means that no. You were uncomfortable, Beulah, with Ross's request, and I can understand that. But you did have a responsibility to him to help him understand why. It shouldn't have been necessary, but in his case, he needed to know. And since he was your fiance, even though you didn't want to tell him or felt you didn't have to, you really should have because it helped him to understand. And you have to deal with a person as an individual, not based on what they should do or shouldn't do. So I think that would have saved a lot of time, energy, and effort had you just told him why in the beginning, as painful as it was. Ross, you know, when Beulah told you at first that she was uncomfortable, you had an obligation at that point to either accept what she was saying or to turn around and say, well, you know, if I'm not going to accept this, I have to walk away. And you chose to call her, say that she was selfish and that she was inhibited. I just think you weren't listening. You know, in relationships, you have to reach a level of comfort for both of you, and it has to be shared. I hope that you all will walk away from here today, hold hands, and know that you can walk together. Because there is a difference between walking together and being whipped and walked on. And that's that, the final word.
Well, in closing out today's session, I'd just like to thank Jerry from our first case for wearing clothes today. And our very own Angela Siegel. You know, you called the whip of dead pom-pom. Okay, well, we'll see you again soon on Singles Court, the final word for singles.